Chicago's shootings are fueled by the cycle of retaliation, according to Chicago's police superintendent. CBS 2 investigator Megan Hickey joins us live now in Auburn Gresham, where community-based organizations are working to break that cycle. Megan.
Erica, nonviolence organizations here in Auburn Gresham and across the city tell me that COVID-19 has had a massive effect on violence in the city, and they need more boots on the ground to stop the spread.
A drive-by shooting in Chicago more than likely always leads to some kind of retaliation.
A cycle of retaliation shootings coupled with increased anxiety and tension due to COVID-19.
And then that's a bad recipe.
A violent and deadly recipe, right?
Yes.
Shooting up a funeral, that's the lowest form of indecency.
Executive Director Autry Phillips of the Target Area Development Corporation tells me they had outreach workers on the scene during the shooting, and they spent hours last night doing one of their most important jobs.
So you're talking to the individual's friends, you're talking to the individual's family members, trying to get them to understand, hey, look, we know that this is bad. This is not the time for you to get crazy. This is not the time for you to go and get yours and get your lick back.
On the city's west side, the focus is similar.
We're going to need everyone in order for this to be effective.
Daryl D. Johnson with the Institute for Nonviolence Chicago led me on a walk through West Garfield Park. He says they also zero in on the victims and their families, encouraging them to keep their cool.
The people that are most invested is going to be at the hospital. Usually the people, the emotions are high. But there's always a sensible person in the room.
But Johnson says their organization only has 10 outreach workers in West Garfield Park. Phillips says they only have 7 in Auburn Gresham. And that's after a $7.5 million investment awarded to community-based organizations in April.
More boots on the ground.
Autry says it translated to 2 more outreach workers for them. But in this summer of escalating violence, they could use some more.
We need the county to come in. We need everybody to buy into what it is that we're doing.
Now, the city's 2020 budget did include a 7-fold increase in funding for community-based public safety over last year, bringing that total to $11.5 million. Erica?
Megan, so that horrific shooting, the mass shooting last night, how are these community-based organizations responding to these latest developments?
Right, so I'm told that many of those organizations were on a conference call today specifically about that event, and they're talking about improving communications with funeral directors in their neighborhoods to get a heads up if there's a victim of a shooting or some other high-profile case, so that they have a heads up to be able to respond to that if they need to.
All right, Megan Hickey live for us. Thank you.